da da! Haha! We I am insane and sleep deprived. I have gotten 3 hours of sleep in over 24 hours. Hee.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
We love sleep deprived Ancilla. I'm going to be nuts. No, we don't love sleep deprived Ancilla. I am going to sleep good tonight.
Yes, please do.
I am going to sleep.
Yes, do the sleepies.
Yep. Okay, let's get this announced.
I thought you were humming Hava Nagila, and I was like, it was just very long, then it was not that. I was like, oh. Because I was at work and I was like raising up my legs.
I mean, it is still Passover. It is still Passover. I think. Hold on.
True.
Yeah. No, we got 2 days. We got 2 days after this. How's your matzah diet?
I'm Reform. And my Jewish coworker was like, "Oh, you dance?"
Yes,
like,
shock horror. How could you not eat matzah? It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
I know it's beautiful and gorgeous.
It is the best.
It is like
number 1, challah. Number 2, matzah with horseradish.
Actually, it's stream. We were talking about something before. We won't explain what we're talking. I don't think Anne saved the VOD.
No.
Yeah, like I said, we're not talking about it. I don't think Anne saved the VOD though.
That's genuinely saddening because I mean, like, okay, I'm on.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I mean, sometimes I save VODs if I think they've got funny stuff.
Most of them you kind of auto save.
Yeah, most of them just auto do it. Hold on.
Na 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 na.
But yeah, no, and he was like, and he says something along the lines of like,
No, we're not discussing it. I was just saying I don't think.
I know I'm not discussing it. I'm discussing the story about my coworker. Anyway, and he was like, if you're gonna dance a guy, get like a backing track. And he just started singing Hava Nagila, and I laughed. Oh nope, that's the wrong button.
Wait,
that's the right button.
No.
Yeah, no, there's two streams that are like it.
Okay, so
yeah,
Sonic Generations. Well,
yes. Also,
with a backing track of two playing Space Engineers.
It was a Megpmo SL.
And by Space Engineers, I apparently mean firearms. Why is there just a deformed block over here? What happened to it? It's gone now.
In chat, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. My mic volume's low?
That menu looks like a spam website or
a scam website. It really does, doesn't it?
All the time I just see that.
Okay, hold on. My mic volume's low. Okay. 1 moment. 1 moment while I figure this out. Okay. I mean, no, it says my mic is fine. It says my mic is fine. Is it like having a hard time picking you guys up? It says I'm fine. Well, you know what? We'll see. We'll see if the issue resolves itself. Spartan, let me just.
Yeah, the microphone I have for the record is like old. Hold on.
Oh, it's their microphones. Okay, I know what to do. Wait, I know what to do. I think, question mark? No, I don't. I'm an idiot.
I mean, I can like. Okay, my voice mod is in fact functional.
No, it's okay. Speak.
And I'm not turning down my. Speaky.
Okay.
Speaky.
All right.
Better.
Let me know. Let me know if that's better, folks. And if not, unfortunate.
Yeah, literally, like skill issue on chat's part. I don't know. You guys are awesome, by the way. Not actually skill issue.
I will fix it if it becomes like a legitimate problem.
Yeah, no, I know.
All right. Now we are going to do. Okay. Here we go. Hold on, let me just quickly... Wait, what? I forgot, they made the X button. They made the X button, the jump button. It feels so wrong.
Can you at least rebind the controller controls?
I probably could. But you see, Wiki, I am lazy.
Valid.
I am so lazy. I didn't even bother to make a proper thumbnail. But hell, I didn't even make a proper thumbnail for most of my streams. I'm just lazy. I am a low-effort streamer. All the effort goes into the videos.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Speaking of, I'm excited to... I'm a little bit of stuttering, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm excited to release Joyless Holiday. I'm excited to push it back by one more week. It's done. Like, done. I just need to go over a couple things, do some little polishing touch-ups, and then, well, yeah, we got the first animated short of a little series I'm calling Something Darker. Now, whether or not this series is allowed to survive depends entirely on the fickle god that is GW, but
Alright, Wiki.
Yeah, no, I see. I will...
Yeah, just
no,
an FYI, they are going to be doing a little Space Engineers.
Yeah, so there's going to be...
A little bit of
With any luck, there'll be no random us just yelling at each other to stop being idiots.
It would be
We'll
funny
try
if
not
that
to do
happened,
that.
but yes.
Yeah, but like,
Hear
that's...
gremlin noises.
Okay, that I can promise. I can promise gremlin sounds. Because I do that all the
I
time
don't know
when
if
I'm
my
engineering.
Discord mic picked
Shush.
that up. I don't know
No,
if
it
my...
did.
We heard it.
I don't know, hopefully
We heard the
OBS
noise you
did.
make.
Yeah, I hope
You
so.
heard the noise you make. Joke has been muted by TOS. Sorry.
All right. I like that they kept the old the like classic sunflower animations. Hello, Time Eater. You know.
Oh, hello, Vintage Story. Fancy meeting you here.
It's funny because this game, it's funny. It wouldn't surprise me if Vintage Story, like no, like I mean this as a genuine compliment. It wouldn't surprise me if Vintage Story, took inspiration. Why is the subtitle bar so large? Okay,
Why
so
is the subtitle bar so large? What the hell?
Okay, So I just want to point out.
Wiki.
There's a question: if you were Kading Gears in a town supply depot and saw 250 super destroyers appear above being dropped, battalion 1,000 hell divers, what would your reaction be? At first I would be for the Emperor, and then I'd be dead as Eagle 1 proceeds to terminate me with a 500-pound bomb.
Isn't it a 500 kilo? Like a half tonner?
I don't
500
know.
kilogram, which is
500 kilogram. Oh,
yeah.
500 kilogram. Thank you. It's been a while. Hello, Time Eater!
Well, okay, like, the term 500 kg has entered into, like, the public zeitgeist, and every time I hear it, I'm like, you can just say kilogram, be normal, please. Like, my brother will say it, and I'm like, please be normal and say kilogram. He's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, you're a rat. He's like, I know.
1,102 pounds.
I need to turn the volume
Did you have to look that up?
Yeah.
Just know that, okay. I'm just making
There's
sure.
always a difference between imperial and all that crap.
Okay, I knew that. Just don't know the exact.
Tails, I
like,
remember the
off top
adventure
of my head,
games,
that-
dude. You are able to do so much more, and also the Archie comics. You were the goat.
Yeah, bro has like a plain mech thing.
Ah, Tornado 2. I missed that thing. It hasn't appeared in a game in a long time.
It's called the Tornado 2.
At least in Sonic X it was, or maybe in the English dub? Question mark? It's been a long time.
Where am I?
Damn, we were robbed of a good fighter then.
We were. Well, the original plane, the biplane's called the Tornado. I know that. And
Oh, okay.
I believe...
I hear Tornado. I think Panavia.
Yeah,
Panavia, however the hell you pronounce it.
Hold on, let me just quickly... Options.
I'm still annoyed with myself, by the way, like that time where I decided, yes, the tornado, I don't like it because I called it a Mini 14, and I don't like the Mini 14.
Okay.
Oh, I hear Mini 14, and I think
Okay.
The Ruger Mini 14,
Right.
which I don't like.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that gun.
Boost.
Dude,
Okay.
I can't own a Ruger.
So, to stage.
No,
Let's do this.
Hear me out. I can't own a Ruger, but I can own. I can own and use legally in Canada, no issue. A Mossberg 590 Shockwave.
What?
I can own a cut down, no stock Mossberg.
Oh, that's what they call it. I had no idea that it was called the Shockwave. That is...
I can own a Mossberg Shockwave.
Wait, no.
I can't own an AR-15.
The slowest slide ever. Oh.
That's
I
actually
am.
amazing.
I am so out of practice.
I can own a.
I mean, I will. Granted, I will say I don't like the feel. I'm not against the boost games of Sonic, but I will say boost in Sonic Generations feels really floaty and impossible to control. I think, like, of the boost games that we have, the only two that have really, like, nailed it are Shadow Generations and Sonic Frontiers. Just keeping it out there. I mean, Sonic Colors did it okay with the wisps, but eh.
Yeah, what's up?
Come down here, Sento.
Yeah, I'm staring at the turret. Don't worry.
Copy the turret. Place it on.
Roger that. And now we shall pray that it auto-locks, which it doesn't, so give me a second. Let me grab a tug. Give me a second.
How did Verdun Rifle Regiment do against the formation of UNSC Army troops? Crap, I'm blinking on the Verdun Rifle Regiment.
Hold on. Sorry, I gotta lock it down at the station.
I am blinking. I'm trying to recall. Because I love answering your questions. I love hypotheticals.
No, they're from me, and then they get.
Oh, right. So, I was gonna mention something when Time Eater first showed up. So, one thing I'm really sad about is the Archie comics getting canceled. Firstly, the Archie comics were goated. Ian Flynn, love you. But I think it's Ian Flynn? I think Ian Flynn's the name. I am blanking on everything.
That name sounds familiar.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's the...
Testicle damage on me. But
I am pretty sure.
Oh, these guys.
Performers of 40k Imperial Guard Regiment. I mean, again, it's really...
There's also just this.
So, to answer your question, I don't know enough about, or don't remember... Ghost! Buddy! Happy to see you. So, I don't... Hello, Tails.
I don't require ammo.
Thanks, Sonic. That was awful. I couldn't tell where I was.
No, either.
Uh,
Let me find out.
Alright, hold on. I'll get to your question in a second, Wild. So...
Well, you're safe now, and that's what's important. Is it just me, or does Green Hill look
Yeah,
different?
yeah, it takes ammunition.
I forgot how much I miss Jason Griffith as Sonic. The second DA, I forgot his name. He didn't do a bad job. He did a good job. It's just... Honestly, I think it's less his impression and more the direction of the character. But right, I'm really sad the Archie comics got canceled, because the Archie comics, it seemed like the Archie comics were going in a direction where they were basically adapting the games.
Back in a flash.
It seems like they were adapting the game.
Wow, that was crazy, Sonic. You weren't kidding. It's like you never left.
Yes. Some of these lines hurt. Just because, well, they adapted Unleashed, which is one of my favorite Sonic games, and they did it really, really well. really well. And, alright, they added chows to find. Alright, homing attack instead of double jump, so, right, it's not Sonic colors. Right. And I am really curious to see how... I'm really curious to see how a novelization or, like, a comic version in the Archieverse, I can't love the music. How it would have turned out, genuinely. Opinion on chows? Bring back the Chow Garden! That is all I will say. I have spoken. I was looking at chat. As for your answer, Wild Gamer, I mean, the issue is... Alright, let's just assume for a moment that, like, the Verdan soldiers, like, in terms of, like, simple soldiering skills, right? And this is a big assumption, because I don't remember the Verdan regiment. I'm just letting you know, I'm going out on a limb here, and for all I know, someone that's more versed in it can easily disagree with me. I don't want to, like, feed any... I don't want to feed you bad info. So, like, but from my opinion, let's just say the individual soldiering skills of, you know, hold on, it's a water section. Even if their individual soldiering skills are better, I mean, the issue is, it doesn't matter, you could have the best force in the world. If that force doesn't have the capacity to sustain itself reliably, if it doesn't have, if it's, like, if it can't sustain itself reliably, if it is going up against, if it's trying to fight a conventional war, and you know, this is all the Imperial Guard does, attritional conventional war, against an opponent that has better sustainment, better, you know, better intelligence, a better picture of what's going on the ground, the battle is transparent to your opponent can bring down accurate, fast fire support, close air support, things like that. Accurate artillery, and then we're not even getting into the UNSC's drones, which, like, kind of are and aren't prevalent in the lore. I imagine maybe as time goes on, we'll see them get more love. Just simply because of the, without getting too heavily into it, the way drones have made themselves present. Let's just say. Spartan here likes to say that the UNSC going up against the Imperium, in some ways, is like the Tau, and I don't disagree with that. I also think it depends on the source, because there's some sources where, like, the Imperium is just ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and nothing can stop it, and it has, like, the most broken stuff, right? Oh, dang it. Well, but then there are other cases where. You know, it's using, you know, paper and fucking stencils to manage their artillery, right? Okay. Yes, I am obsessed with getting, good letter grades, even in Sonic games. Who would have thunk? PTSD from school and college? I don't know!
Where was
I'm dead. Wow, this is a long drop. At first I was gonna just restart, but it just turned into a...
Huh.
I will say game overs in recent Sonic games haven't really had as much, how do I put it? Weight? Oh,
And
yeah?
the double barrel has been added to Halo. Will be added to Halo Infinite on May 6th.
Why? I mean,
To get the banish.
I mean, okay? I mean,
Excuse
I
me,
don't...
while I do drugs.
I'm not opposed to them adding new weapons to Halo Infinite. I love weapon variants. I love cool weapons and neat stuff. I just want to know that the weapon is like. I don't want another Commando situation where a pre-existing really interesting weapon is just completely phased out of the sandbox. A better example is I don't want to Destiny-ify Halo, where like there always needs to be a new weapon. There always needs to be a there always needs to be a new weapon. There always needs to be something. Yada yada yada. I don't want that to happen because just look at Destiny and alright, well, that's a game over, but game overs mean absolutely nothing in this game.
Will the shotgun be dual-wieldable like it is in Marathon 2 and Infinity?
No.
I have no idea. It's
Then
not
I don't
that
want
type
it.
of double barrel. It's a long, like...
Wait, what? Game?
Here, I'll drop it in.
Yeah, just like shoot it
Wait.
or whatever.
Am I supposed to be here?
Here.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
We talked about this like a year ago with Rez.
Yeah, we did. And, you know, Rez had
I
some...
put it out like it's not in because A,
Oh,
they don't
okay.
want to add it, B, it's not balanced to the sandbox, C, whatever. And I guess all those remained true for about a year, and now the I like Monday.
Oh, that's
Because
over
fans-
under. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool.
yes.
I like over under double barrels. They don't get enough representation, mostly because of Doom.
Let's go, we broke it. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of Sonic games that can break, but there's also, like...
Hold on a minute. I gotta... you go into the remote control.
I mean, there's plenty of
let me add the
Sonic
guns
games
to the
that are, like,
turret.
actually pretty... Oh, God. See, this is what I mean by it is really hard to control boost, and boost is oftentimes vital for, difficult platforming.
It's a seat. You have to go into the control panel to control it.
I know.
I think if you want to do, like, a difficult boost control, Sonic Colors and Sonic Unleashed, ironically enough, handled it best.
Also, share faction though.
Like, if you want something that's fast and hard to control, you know, but it just feels like you're ramming into corners,
I can't access it.
Weird.
and
just
it's
said
really
it's
hard to tell where you're going. So, alright, I'll come back to this. I'll try this another, actually, hold on. Let's try this route.
I'll put a third person again.
V.
Oh, dang it. I see that little secret route. You can't sneak that by me, Sonic Team.
Try to find, I just want to see if the plasma one takes.
That's the wrong button.
It does.
What the?
Fire it. Fire it. It's got a fast fire rate apparently.
That.
Oh, that's animated well too. Comes out of both barrels.
Okay.
That sound cuts off way too sharply. Yep. That recharged so fast.
Now,
Yeah, it's a
if there
fast
is
fire rate.
one thing that they absolutely nail...
That might be the guns we use on the Irish.
Ow.
too.
Oh.
I'm gonna perk this right at the end.
If there's one thing they did nail with modern Sonic stages in Sonic Generations, it is the fact that, you know, it does genuinely feel like not only has Sonic grown, he's gotten way faster.
Pretty good.
What do you want me to shoot at it?
Ow. I forgot this isn't Sonic Colors where you could, like, use the...
Yeah.
Where you could use the double jump to,
Keep firing. Keep firing.
Yo, what up?
Penetrating.
What up, Wild?
Fire.
How you doing? I don't know why I just started suddenly speaking like that. I need to re-emphasize I'm
Overheated.
running on 3 hours.
Give it a
Also,
second to cool down.
Sonic games, such a flop.
And now I
question.
have Blitzkrieg Bop in my head.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Yeah, we'll test it on the Cast Classic.
Hold on, give me a moment here.
This is heavy, if you want to put that down.
You mean like the Doom box?
No, Classic. Because I want to
Is it-
see... I want to see the plasma.
Modest Chaos says...
What works?
What's-
Turret.
Oh wait, the water's
There's only
rising.
one
Oh,
there, the
oh
armor.
crap.
Doesn't matter. P2.
Okay, give me a second.
Actually, no, we were just using the Doom box. Yeah, no, this is fine.
Yeah, but it's got Gatling guns.
I know,
And
but we
Gatling
were
guns are not
ours is
armor.
right with the Gatling guns. That's what the
oh.
Okay, good point.
Oh well.
I don't know why you couldn't access it, by the way. Like, because it's such a shared effect.
Okay, so to answer your question, a Modest Chaos Warband versus ED, I don't know. I have not played Earth Defense Force and don't really know anything about it.
Sonic!
Well,
I'll
They
admit-
fight God
Yeah,
in like
fight
every
Godzilla.
game.
and God.
Yeah, in like every game.
Ah,
But we're not
And the latest game has been not only fighting God, but time travel while fighting God. Because yes,
Yes.
all of these stories are connected, interconnected, are in reality happening consistently, and it's been a repeat of the same events, and we're finally becoming conscious to that.
huh.
Literally a window of
Huh.
opportunity.
Well, I will admit,
You guys haven't
I
gotten
am,
there. Sorry.
I am a nerd. But I do not know every franchise, so I will do my best to answer when I can.
Continue engagement.
How well did it do?
Do you want me just to shoot? Because I haven't shot. Okay.
Shoot it.
I'll be sure to return the favor next time around.
Oh!
Hello, Amy.
How bad are the blocks damaged?
How many shots?
Wonderful.
I don't know how many
Blocks
shots I
are
fired.
dented? It didn't go through them. Fire again.
I
Okay.
I will say I'm glad Sonic Frontiers is finally giving Amy like
hey,
a
you
character.
Think, hey, you think that
I mean,
thing's equal to the
the Archie comics did as well, but
to our 50, to our Medusas?
Swap out the railgun for a
Did I-
Medusa. Let's find out.
ah,
Fire the railgun.
here we go.
Let me make sure it's aimed at somewhere else on the ship.
One of my favorite locales in the entirety of the franchise.
And hold on.
Dude, that looks like 8.6 black.
Oh my god.
That looks like Subsonic 8.6.
Huh?
We're doing weapons testing, and I fired a railgun and it penetrated right through a small ship that I built like
Wiki and I have
5
been
years
working
ago.
on for
Sorry, this is like a single.
about a year and a half now.
On and off. For the record,
on
that's
and
why it's
off.
taken us so long.
Something we call NGAD CGAP,
Ah, ah, ah.
GCAP.
GCAP, CCAP, same idea. We the CCAP became unironic because I would always forget that with the C or the G came first in the British, Italian, and Japanese program.
Yeah, he just does this, by the way, and it bothers me. He does it. I think I'm convinced that it's to annoy him. Go on.
It's occasionally some of these are to annoy people.
Me mostly.
But we've been working on it, and the reason it's called NGAD is actually because I had the ambitious idea of I've been working on fighters on and off with our selected mod list for a while, and 9 times out of 10 we never end. We set out with a design specific goal. We never end up finishing them, not because to the design spec. Not because the design spec is stupid or they don't work or anything like that in the game, but because we just didn't understand it.
Dang it!
Game
Oh, no, a really
mechanics
nice power up.
make the fighter. So NGAD has been a 1.5-year long journey of figuring out every little bit of Space Engineering.
Who is
Fighter.
the better leader, Feldram or Grand Admiral Don? I don't know.
What do you? Well, okay.
That's a Spartan question, so I'm gonna.
For once, me stealing the question is not.
No. Yeah, I'm like this is a Spartan question because he's the Star Wars guy. I want to get into Star Wars content. At least a part of me does.
I've got the lore master like role on the Discord, and at this point, it's just not an exaggeration. There's like very few franchises that I don't have. Like, I don't.
No,
dip my
bro is
toes
just the
in.
fucking sci-fi nerd atlas.
Like,
Yeah.
there's very few franchises I don't dip my toes into, and
Sorry.
most of them are Japanese. Like, don't ask me about Gundam. That's a wiki question. And
And even then, I
can only
don't
answer
know
you
that
like
much about Gundam.
Universal
I mean,
Century, parts
I
of
guess-
Universal Century.
I mean, we can
And
always
that's
just
only because UC has like O'Neill cylinders.
we can always just ask Saf. I think Saf's the Gundam person. She did do like some
Well-
Gundam streams.
More to the point is that I'm just not like that. Like, I'm not coming to know everything, but there's very few franchises that I haven't like dipped my toes in a little bit in the least Western media, unless they're really obscure. Like, if you think of a popular franchise, I've probably interacted with it in some way, shape, or form. So that comes down to how you define leader, because Thal's opponents were often
Ill-equipped to deal with him. They often were dealing with
They were
inferior
dealing with-
technology
Yeah, exactly.
like
They were
a
dealing with
poor
inferior
strategic and
technology.
tactical situation.
Yeah, they were dealing with inferior technology, which presented a different tactical situation. But that does not diminish the fact that he would often
That
very small fleets up against larger fleets
forces
win major,
and win,
yeah,
among other
major
things.
victories through creative use of tactics and the use of his technological edge. There's a reason why he went functionally undefeated till the match. He blew up a fucking Halo ring.
blew up
into
a goddamn Halo ring. And then there's also the
Yeah.
fact that like I can speak more on Thel, but you definitely have Thrawn. But I'll let you go keep going.
The thing about Thrawn is that Thrawn's most original introductions in the EU. I'm still an old Star Wars head. I still use the term EU, not
Yeah.
necessarily Legends. I do it purposely to an extent, but also because it just allows me, when I say Disney and EU, people understand what I mean 9 times out of 10. So in the original EU, Thrawn's introduction properly into Star Wars was him quite literally being an underdog and defeating a superior rebel force, functionally outgunned him and outmanned him with a single Star Destroyer using what came about to be unequipped, not necessarily unequipped, but definitely under-equipped inferior fighters. That would be the fact that he was using an ISD-1, which is Chimera, and he took his ISD-1 Chimera and went up against a rebel battle group that
I
contained
think it was like 4 like assault frigates of some kind.
assault frigates, which were a picky threat for an ISD because they had long cal shields and all that, and
Yeah.
then they had decent armament, and then he was also fighting multiple squadrons,
Dang it. Oh, wow.
independent squadrons of rebel fighters, and he was not only able to win the victory against the entire group, wiping it out, he also wiped out the X-wing squadrons while using inferior regular TIE fighters and TIE bombers. Not the bombers were a strike package, of course. Not by the end of the end of the quote-unquote Empire official era, which would be like before Endor. The Empire had functionally outmoded the regular TIE fighter, according to EU lore, as it's the only units that really had it were backward water areas that were like just didn't get it yet. They were the National Guard equivalents, or like the U.S. Marine Corps. They don't get the special toys. And they were all equipped with TIE Interceptor, which TIE Interceptors were hell on wheels but without shield, and were a legitimate threat to every rebel fighter, simply because, like, if you make something carry enough firepower and go fast enough, even in like unrealistic space combat, you're not going to be able to catch it, especially in a dogfight based universe where like speed kind of does become life to an extent, and maneuverability and speed do become life in those kind of things, and the TIE Interceptor was unmatched in those roles. It just didn't have the durability of the A-Wing, because the A-Wing had shields, moved almost as fast, had hyperdrive.
Yeah.
But or the X-Wing, which while slower, had much better shields, better multi-role craft, etc. TIE Interceptor was very impressive, though. There's a reason why the later TIE fighters were literally just the best TIE fighters of later gens were literally TIE Interceptors, but with shields and a hyperdrive by the late, right before the Vong War and post Vong War. But
Thrawn.
Thrawn's ability as a leader shows that. He was good at managing personnel. He made you believe in him very well, 9 times out of 10. He had a very nice charisma, but he was aloof to a lot of Imperial officers, not just because he was an alien, but because how his culture was. He wasn't a man that you were going to share beers with at the bar. He's not that type of leader. He was very, like I said, aloof. He isolated himself. There were very few people that actually interacted with him on a personal level, and basically none of them interacted with him properly on a personal level. Fowl, on the other hand, well, he's a man that will go up to someone and, like, battle brother hug them. You know, you could see him get a beer with you. Like, that's kind of his character.
Yeah,
he'd go to the bar with the chief.
he did.
He's
Technically.
Yeah, I know.
he's that type of character. Thel's type of leadership is much more personal in a way that Thrawn's isn't, which means as like the qualities of inspiring troops to go that step further and actually win the day out of inspiration, like and charisma, and still a good understanding of tactics. Someone like Thel is your better bet. Thrawn, however, is probably one of fiction's most technically sound combatants that really has only, and like in any, even in Disney's canon, only ever really loses because the plot demands he does.
Well, I'm gonna turn on my office light.
Like overall, so like if you want like if we're talking combatants, like ability to fight a war, Thrawn's going to excel. But if we're talking like actual inspirational leaders that are people
Leaders
inspire,
that can get their boys out there and onto the field of battle, even in a shitty situation.
9 times out of 10, like
Thel.
always, basically, that is Thel.
Yeah.
Because Thrawn.
I mean,
inspire,
just think about the Thursday War. Think about how bad shit was on the Thursday War, and how Thel kept it together long enough for the Infinity to do its work.
Like Thrawn.
Sorry, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but I need a vibe to this. Stardust Speedway is so good. Yeah. Best boss fight in Sonic CD? Hell yeah! One of the most iconic boss fights in Sonic history. Agreed. Sonic CD really is one of those, like, beloved and also forgotten gems. Hit. Gotcha.
Thank you, Mr. Upper-Drewski, for that line. His 5th generation simulator has appeared in my recommendations a lot.
Oh,
and
no.
I quote, "I didn't realize that an AM9 could kill someone if it randomly ran into them." And then he plays footage of him locking a different bandit. The missile goes out towards that bandit, it's getting on it, and then the buddy's bandit, almost other guys, like wingman, almost, "Get down, Mr. President," and takes the right to the wing. It's like, okay.
Okay. Now that I'm done vibing, I'm ready to get back to it.
Yeah, but generally, like, Thrawn is a very good leader. I just, but he's a better commander than, like, he's just a better tactician. And if you were looking for a fine tactician, Thrawn is one of the few characters in fiction that really does have that, like, undefeated battle record. He is almost the Preston Cole of Halo, and like
Star Wars.
And
yeah.
but that is a general thing. Also, wiki.
There's a center spot for it. Let me test the aspect. Azwak, whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pick up VTOL and play it once I get my stick.
Yeah, well, I'll get back to you once I get VR.
I mean, we don't technically need VR.
Yeah, but like that's half the fun of VTOL is the VR aspect of it.
Tobii Eye Tracker. Cheaper.
Oh, I already have track IR.
Tobii's. Take a look, by the way, real quick.
Okay, wait one.
This is what I meant by this with that railgun.
Okay.
That's what that railgun just did. This is subsonic.
Yeah, you said it was 300?
8.6.
Oh, 8,
Double.
okay.
Double owl.
This is subsonic. Look at that. It's an expanding subsonic.
Holy crap.
Take a listen to this.
How would 2560's UNSC deal with Eldar and Tau? With Eldar, if this is like
Badly.
Eldar that are
badly.
if this is like Eldar and Tau that aren't getting, you know, like getting shafted because the Imperium needs to get the Gluck 3000 every 5 seconds. Yeah, nah.
Look, if Phil Kelly is not writing the Tau, like 9 times, the Tau are insane. Like, ow. The only time the Imperium like really like had a good chance against the Tau in any war that Phil Kelly didn't write, or like straight up isn't just what amounts to Imperial propaganda books, was the Damocles Crusade. And even before the Tyranid showed up, when they met the first major war of the Tau in that engagement, everyone and their mother was basically debating amongst themselves that they should probably just exterminatus the planet and retreat, because it was a small Imperial force that started the Crusade, and it was supposed to get reinforcement that never came, and more support that never came, and more fleet naval ships that never came. And then the first major fleet action, while ending up in an Imperial victory, still mission killed over 14 escorts, multiple frigates/destroyers, and a few multiple cruisers, and a few battleships, which the Tau had an intact industry base, and the Tau Navy at the time, mind you, was made out of converted merchant hulls.
Yes. Yes, this is the Tau Navy that is seen in like the Battlefleet Gothic Armada games only came about
After that.
actually in the 2010 compendium
The
for
first
EFG.
actually,
But
the
they
first-
were first described in Taros though.
Yeah, and the ship itself is actually pictured before then. But
I
yeah,
actually
yeah,
didn't know that. Okay, cool.
that design comes before Gothic. But yeah, so the Tau are going to stomp the UNSC because they have all the technological advantages of the Covenant with none of the doctrinal issues.
That's actually a great way to put it.
None of the religious or doctrinal issues. Though the thing is, the Tau would never fight the UNSC.
Yeah, because the
at
UNSC
least
would actually at least
again, prior to Phil Kelly, the Tau maintained diplomatic relations with multiple nations, like other nations. Like there were Eldar, like craft worlds that they traded with and interacted with no issue. And there were Old Squat now, like a Votan, same thing. So like this idea that the Tau have that join or die mentality that really depends on the reader. But we see more of the non-join or die. They will just communicate with you diplomatically.
yeah, they're not the Viltrum Empire.
Yeah, they're not. They're kind of, to an extent, again, it depends on the writer, but you can very much see kind of the Tau as a more aggressive imperialistic federation from Star Trek. Like the people that say the Tau will be the Dominion. No, because the Tau in most of their lore prior to recent times, and when I say recent, I mean post-Gilliman's revival, which remember, only happened in the last 10 years. The Tau have been out since since before 2001, has the Tau shifted to that really like Dominion style group. In reality, the Tau, if you say no, we don't want to join the greater good, but we'll maintain trade relations and favorable diplomatic contact, they'll be disappointed, and there might be a few border skirmishes, but 9 times out of 10 they'll be fine with that, because the end goal of the Tau originally was the whole Noble Bright idea was this idea that you would show trust and truth by the Tau, and the Tau would do this thing called they'd convince you, they basically go, you will come along to our ways later, like kind of idea, you know, you'll see the superiority of the West, or slash the East slash communism slash democracy slash whatever term insert here you want.
Yeah, insert ideology.
Yeah, the true way, whatever, later. And that was kind of the idea. They were a commentary on multiple things, and one of the things they were a commentary on was that type of thing. The Tau were like this, like, you know, they were slight commentary on the whole neoliberal fad. And this idea, or like Wilson's, 14-point style shit. So,
Oh
the
God,
Tau wouldn't really fight.
Don't get me started on Wilson.
The Tau really wouldn't fight the UNSC. If they did, it would probably be a hard stomp in the favor of the Tau. Navy would be pretty evenly matched. The UNSC probably has the edge in a lot of ways because they, especially post-war. But on the ground,
things get dicey.
Get dicey because, like, again, when we're not talking Phil Kelly, a battle suit can kind of just casually crush a Space Marine, and like the Tau deploy thousands of battle suits consistently, and like they have stealth tech better than Covenant had,
I don't remember
and that's kind of their whole thing.
I mean, at least no, wait, I do remember it.
Like, well, a Scorpion would be fine to deal with like the Tau's tanks or hover vehicles, and a Warthog would put in work against regular fire warriors, so like regular UNSC Marines / Army troops.
Is this
when the battle suits come onto the battlefield in large numbers, it's going to become a stomp. The Elder, on the other hand, are just metaphysics. The group, not what I have for.
I feel like is this a reference to that old like pinball game that Sonic had in arcades back in the day?
Yeah, I think so, because I owned this game. It's my literally only Sonic game. Now that I remember it. Never could play it properly. It broke in like 2010.
Damn. That sucks.
It's sitting in like a basement somewhere. But never mind that. Yeah, so like diplomacy, the UNSC would probably be really into trading.
Oh
like,
yeah.
The big thing the UNSC can offer both the Tau and the Eldar are space drives. Just no other way. Even at its best, when we're not talking like the flicancy of the warp. Imperial warp drive still do about 144 light years a day, according to old Rogue Trader stuff and information. Why does that matter? Well, post-war drives are doing
post-war drive. I got the perfect example here. I've got the perfect example here. The Infinity in really a very short amount of time.
Forerunner drive, so I don't want to use it.
But like, I'm using the Infinity as like as an example, and then I'm gonna lead into other things. So the Infinity, right, as a Forerunner drive, she has some impressive things under her belt, and she's able to do some crazy things, such as the shit she pulls off in the Thursday War, the stuff that she pulls off at the beginning of Spartan Ops. Ooh.
That is literally just
But at the same time,
you tested the Medusa in comparison.
Yeah, same rate of fire, similar penetration after a few rounds.
Okay, so we're good. Okay, the next one I want to test.
at the same time, you have other things. You have other things like the Winter-class Prowler subspace engine. You have increasingly accurate general Sha Fujikawa drives. All of them with their own fairly impressive feats. I mean, it's at least implied. granted, it really depends on like how they decide to go about it at this point. It's at least implied as an example that the Infinity Strike group can emerge from Slip next to her, right? And it's not just because it's not just her it's not just her frigates that she has. It's kind of often lost in like a lot of even official lore. And her battle group's able to keep up with her, even though she has a Forerunner slipspace engine. Same with Prowlers, even older Prowlers that have likely been, you know, refit with buffers, modernized slipspace engines, things like that, such as the UNSC Bucephalus during Operation Wolf. Will depending on whether or not the Infinity had her underbelly complement at Zeta Halo, it's quite possible that the little flotilla of Mulsans kept pace with her in slipspace as well. So that's why I was bringing up the Infinity, because we have clear cases of perhaps they're nowhere near as precise, perhaps they're not as fast, but they are able to keep up with a repurposed Forerunner slipspace drive. That is nothing to scoff at. Especially the Winter-class Prowler, but the Winter-class Prowler's slipspace engines are, like, not the norm, so I wouldn't necessarily use them either. Okay, I need to stop playing this before I get, like, addicted to it and keep playing it forever. I need to stop playing it. I'm wrenching myself free now.
Also, wait, that bullet I showed you, the 8.6 blackout?
Yeah.
It's got a 1-3 twist rate. It's not a bullet, it's a fucking drill bit.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so... What do you think here?
Hold on, I think I've all tabbed.
Test the 50?
What?
Put the 50 in the price around it.
Is it a 50?
We love the pinball stream. Yeah, the pinball stream. Because that's totally what this stream is for, guys. Yep, totally.
I did test it out a bit. It's very slow rate of fire though.
Ah.
Plus it sounds like a Barrett from COD.
What's the damage?
Say again?
What's the damage?
That one on the that was over like several shots.
This one here?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And I was pointing at it, so that's the spread.
Okay.
I also just hate how it sounds.
I hit X, slow down.
You turn your fucking jetpack off.
Yeah,
Buffoon. Oh, that does not move you at all when I shoot you.
No, it did.
Well, look, it's a 50 cal. Or it's 50. I was expecting it not like that to move a bit more. Finally reloading. Oh, it's a 40 round magazine. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
my name is US of A.
How was that? Hold on, I'm gonna group it.
Oh, dang it, I messed up.
A.
Okay.
It's a quad thing.
Quad 50. Your name is United States. Okay, hold on. I gotta like get a.
Squad 50. What the? Why is it pinpoint?
What?
What the?
I'm hitting you.
I know you are, but look at the hole.
I see the hole it drilled. Oh my god.
Why is that firing like it's? Why is that firing like it's 308?
Hold on.
What the hell?
decent rate of fire too.
Yeah, because it's a burst quad 50. What the?
Okay. Man, we went from 12 people watching to 6 people watching. I know, my commentary is truly thrilling.
Okay, apparently those are in the running, eh? Hey,
The plasma repeater has more recoil than the quad 50.
wait.
What?
Brother,
Dude.
get the
It's
flame.
because I stopped playing pinball. Yes, clearly the people want pinball. That's clearly what the people want. And,
You know YouTube's algorithm? That might be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We
Yeah.
love...
Wait a
No, we do
second.
not. We do not. YouTube, I do not.
Oh, that's you. Spartan. I just hear YouTube video playing in the background. I'm like, what? I didn't. There's no ad. What are you talking about? It scared me.
Forgot I'm still streaming. Yeah,
Hold on.
that is a war crime stick. How did they get this working?
I...
Like that, apparently.
Dr. Eggman!
Turn that on. Let's put some armor behind it. Does that break through armor?
No?
Second. Try it now.
I'm waiting for it to reload.
Another Sonic? What? Wait a second!
What is that for? We gotta roast the bugs on Haven?
Okay. Alright.
No.
Alright.
Roasting you.
The tangent's here. The tangent is here. The tangent I warned y'all about. I do not like the story of Sonic Generations. I know. Controversial for the Sonic community. Honestly, I don't know. I just know that this game is, like, loved so much, and I understand why. I don't like the story of it. Firstly, it raises more questions than answers in certain ways. Secondly,
What the?
and this is the same issue that Sonic Colors has, by the way,
Can I
which
move a
is...
blueprint away from me?
Say again, Spartan?
I can move a blueprint farther away from me, right?
Yeah, I believe shift, scroll wheel, and can
Okay.
move it.
The issue is that...
What is this?
Look, Sonic's never been, like, a particularly serious kid. Never has been, and never will be. Right?
Why is this cheaper than Superman?
Right, they're breaking their minds over there. Sonic is... It's me. Sonic has never been a particularly serious character, and that's fine. That's his character. He's relaxed, he's always, you know, he's got it in the bag. But,
Okay, I think this one's gonna become a fixture of my list now.
oh, I was stupid.
It's gonna what now?
Become a fixture of the list.
But the thing is that Sonic's character has never been... How do I put it?
Wait.
Sonic is a character that's always been aware, and the whole point of his character is he's a paragon that's kind of true to himself, and the world changes for him. He doesn't, you know, the world doesn't change him. And, you know, that's still present in Generation Sonic Colors, but the thing is that Sonic had a bit of, like, an awareness and a bit of a maturity to him. He's witty, he cracks jokes, he genuinely does... he genuinely can be extremely immature, arrogant, egotistical at times, but when push comes to shove, right, he can have his really mature moments, which is why I love the Archie comics, by the way. The Archie comics is the best characterization of Sonic, outside of the storybook games, that will die on this hill. And Colors and the problem with Colors and Generations is... Colors and Generations just... I'll let this play out.
the range?
No, no.
No. Hit the
On the Aztec?
yeah, the ones from
Sonic is a goofball.
Probably
Like
4.5. Don't
like
actually know.
he's a goofball. And sure, like sometimes, yeah, and like Sonic Adventure he could be a goofball, but he's just
Done it better myself.
straight up a
Don't
goofball.
tell me.
And
This confirms it.
even when
Sure
he
does.
doesn't, he's not being a goofball in Colors and in Generations and how Sonic Forces.
Places and enemies
His
in
dialogue
the
is
past.
very stilted.
We're traveling through time, Sonic.
I mean, granted, like all the characters, their characterization took a big hit
1200.
after
1200.
what was my first piece of Sonic
okay,
media?
1200,
Okay,
so it's the same range as the 50 cal.
my first piece of
4.
Sonic media. Well, my first piece of Sonic media, I want to say, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have many. I don't have many childhood memories.
What?
For a lot of reasons. So it's a little hard to say where this began, but I believe my first piece of Sonic media was Sonic X on Saturday mornings, give or take. I adored that show, I loved that show, and then I kind of got into Sonic Underground, believe it or not, a little bit of a cult classic. Almost nobody has heard of it. And, you know, in hindsight, it's not the best show, but as a kid, it was the best. And, you know, alongside getting into, oh, hey, I've unlocked the modern stages. Dang. Okay, before I get into this, I'm just gonna quickly, get into it. Oh! Best stages in the whole game. Okay. Right. So before I get into that, I watched SatAM because SatAM and Underground were on Netflix. And we had a Wii, and back then, I think Classic Sonic is the only one in a sign language. You know, what's funny is I find it funny that they had Classic Sonic stay silent to mimic the fact that, you know, there was no dialogue in the old games, but at the same time, Classic Tails and Classic Robotnik have lines. So, it's, I don't know, that's funny to me. That's just funny to me. But as I was saying, I got introduced to SatAM, which was like kind of loosely based on the Archie comics, very loosely, and that's when I kind of fell in love with a lot of the Archie characters. So my parents got me. I know my parents at some point after SatAM started getting me the Archie comics, and I was obsessed with it. For a long time, and I still have them. They're in a box somewhere. Yeah. I have done my best to take good care of them. But in terms of the actual Sonic games, believe it or not, my first Sonic game was Sonic Colors for the DS. And that was an interesting experience. I remember that game clearly because it was a Lightspeed Dash, right?
You should be able to pipe.
It was a bit of a. The DS and 3DS games were a bit of a trip. I'll get into that another time. Oh wait, hold on. I remember this stage.
DS and 3DS in general trip.
Yeah.
I still have a fondness for them. Oh, dang it. I still have a fondness for them. So I got a, and then on the Wii, at some point, so my second and third Sonic games. Okay, I'm trying to figure. Okay, so my second Sonic game, was Sonic and the Black Knight for the Wii. and it is still to this day one of my favorite Sonic games. Poor Spartan was subjected to numerous tangents about how awesome Merlina is as a character and how much I want to see that character come back and how much I want to see the storybook games come back. We don't need to talk about that. And wait, what were you saying? Something, Spartan? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Sorry. Which?
I'm here.
Do we go to the plasma or the 50s?
Right. While they talk about that, I'm gonna keep going. So I
Honestly, I kind of like Plasma more.
love Sonic and the Black Knight. I played as much of it as I could, anytime I could. Anytime I could. It was so fun. Even after I remember, this is one of the few things in my childhood that I remember like quite vividly. I don't necessarily remember if it was actually my second Sonic game. I think it was. But I do remember vividly in going through it for the first time. It was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. Peak art direction, peak music, peak story. Peak story. It was also just so radically different from other Sonic games. And seeing Sonic interact with this interesting and deliberately twisted on it and flipped on its head, tale of the Knights of the Round Table was very fascinating.
We talked about this last time. If we want the turret to be able to fire straight around the cockpit, it needs to be large enough to go one over.
There were lots of features in the game that were just... There were lots of features in the game that...
Turret, real quick.
Just... I mean, I loved the smithing mechanic, though it kind of was just there, I'll be frank. Just in hindsight. The follower count, again, just kind of there. It's a cool little thing, though. It was a cool little thing to see, as a kid. Number go up, neuron activation.
I mean, this just means we can avoid the,
But the thing I remember most vividly of all about Sonic and the Black Knight was the double whammy, the absolute twist at the end of the game. I thought King Arthur, killing King Arthur was the last boss fight of the game. And it was a hard boss fight as a kid. Like, I know, in hindsight, it's not. Like, I've played the game plenty since then. It had a very simple gameplay loop. A fun one, satisfying one, but not a very hard one. As a kid, it was tough as fuck, though. I struggled so much on King Arthur, and so I'm thinking, I've done it. I've done it. And then we get, like, we get credits, right? So I'm thinking, that's the end of the game, right? So, loving this game, go back and want to play some more, because, again, I love Sonic and the Black Knight. Still do. Will always love it. And I get hit with this double whammy where Merlina becomes the Dark Queen, and I proceed to have an emotional roller coaster where I am subjected to an existential conversation about life, death, entropy, thanatophobia, trauma, and morality on how far is too far, and I was traumatized, and I loved it. I loved every fucking second of it. And I proceeded to replay that final boss fight every single time, just for the music, mainly, but as I got a little older, and... Oh, hello, Mr. Chow. No. Sir. Yeah. Why can't I get him? Got you.
Yes.
Random ADHD thought. Is it possible that the reason Sonic doesn't have a voice is because classic Sonic doesn't have a voice is because they couldn't get the Sat Am and Underground VA for some reason? Because that is like the titular classic Sonic VA. You know, to me, Jason Griffith will always be, you know, like, Sonic, but at least I think I'm bad with acronyms. I'm pretty sure it was Jason Griffith, the adventure one, and also yeah, it was Jason Griffith because Sonic and the Black Knight was Jason Griffith's last outing as Sonic, which, like, sad. Just a little thought. Maybe that's why classic Sonic is silent in Generations and Forces. But back to what I was saying. Another feature I really liked is because, you know, I love artwork. I've always loved drawing. Sonic and the Black Knight did something that is kind of unique for Sonic games, which is it had a fan art tribute to everything. Sonic. So all the art. Hello, cream and cheese. A lot of fan art wound up making it into that game, if I recall correctly, and it was like some really stunning and gorgeous pieces.
Mr. Sonic, oh, did you get a new haircut? Mr. Sonic.
Cream and cheese are the only ones whose characters weren't assassinated. Right. What was I saying? Yes. And at the same time, I believe the song that was playing during the fan art tributes was, yes, it was actually this one, Follow My Rainbow. Yeah, this one. They had like an orchestral version out. They had an orchestral version of this song playing the entire time, which was really sweet. And they also had a lot of bonus tracks. Like there was they put their foot into that game, and it's severely underrated. This became just me blowing Sonic and the Black Knight, and you know what? I don't care.
Pardon, why can't I put scripts in? I can't put scripts into the programmable block.
Right.
Somehow,
so,
yes.
My third Sonic game.
I was trying to figure out thinking of more stuff.
My third Sonic game.
Oh no, man, I'm doing jamming it.
Was trying to think here. My third Sonic game, if I'm recalling correctly, was Sonic Rush for the 3DS. It's the one where you meet Blaze. The DS version of that. Dang it. It's okay. You know, I feel like restarting because I've watched too many jumps. Ah. Oh, dang it. Double dang it. There we go.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call.
I'll set you free. Right. What was I gonna say? Now, I don't really remember much about the DS version. I do remember thinking that the soul gems were really cool, though. I do remember thinking that the soul gems were really cool, and that Blaze was awesome. I'm trying to think here. Next Sonic game. Okay. At this point, it's kind of blurry to say where where what my next Sonic game was, because basically my my dad, he got me a little excuse me. He got me a little well, a big hard drive for the Wii. It was huge. I still have it, and I could still probably hook it up to my Wii if I ever fix it. I can fix it. I know how to. It's missing like a specific component went bad, and I remember a long time ago learning how to do it. It's expensive to get it. Long story. Anyways, that hard drive had literally over 1,000 games for the Wii on it. I don't know how he managed this. I don't know what he did. I don't know what black magic my father pulled off. But he got it for me. And on it was Sonic and the Secret Rings, the Wii version of Sonic Colors, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, was it Transformed? Mario and Sonic at the 2010, at the Winter 2010 Olympic Games, the 2012 Summer Olympic Games, fuck a duck, Sonic and the Black Knight, again. I'm getting so focused on talking. And a few other, like, niche things on it. A few other niche things on it. So, it's... And I kind of, like, played all of them at once, so it's hard to say which one was... you know, my next Sonic game. What I can conclusively say is that the last one of them I played was Sonic Unleashed for the Wii, which, you know, was very enjoyable, for me. Actually, speaking of Sonic Unleashed, I recently, due to some very kind folks, got my hands on the, on like a backwards compatible Xbox 360 version of Sonic Unleashed, and my fiance and I we've been playing through it, and we're absolutely loving it. It's so interesting how, as a quick aside, Sonic Unleashed on the Wii, Sonic Unleashed on the 360, I mean, they had basically the same story, but they are, like, completely separate games in how they play, their stages, things like that, and honestly, like, and of course, that's just because the Wii had limitations on, but, man, it's like playing the game all over again for me, and that's been a trip. We're not very far into it, but it's very fun. But back to it. Sonic Unleashed was the last one I played. Eggman Land was hell. I mean, in a good way, but also a bad way. Little funny story about Sonic Unleashed. Here's why why it was the last one for me to complete. I should clarify. It was the last one for me to complete. The reason it was the last one for me to complete is because basically Sonic Unleashed on the Wii, well, you remember the Wii nunchuck, right? If you ever had a Wii, you've used the nunchuck. You know what it is. Well, you controlled Sonic's movement with the nunchuck, right? Well, the Werehog has, like, fundamentally different controls from base Sonic, which makes a lot of sense. Now, the problem is that the game requires a lot of the Werehog's parkour to... You need to know the Werehog's controls. And the Wii version does a terrible job at telling you what the Werehog's sprint is. The Werehog doesn't get a boost, it gets a sprint. Otherwise, it's just like this weird power walk strut thing. And what's so funny about that is you would think, oh, after a while the Werehog would just speed up like normal Sonic, but no. You had to push the nunchuck forward once. You have to push the nunchuck joystick once, and then you need to quickly, and I mean quickly, it's very finicky, pull it back and push it forward again in rapid succession. You have to memorize it. It's like its own little like mini button combo. And the game does a shit-ass job on the Wii at telling you. So, I didn't figure out how to do the werehog. Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm kind of just wandering around while I think aloud. I didn't fucking know. I did not know how to do the sprint. So it was the last one I completed until one day I decided I would come back to it. I looked up a YouTube video on, I believe my mom's phone. On my mom's phone, yeah. And I saw how to do it, and I was so angry. And by the way, this isn't an issue unique to me, because the other day when my fiance and I were starting up Sonic Unleashed for the 360 for the first time, she was telling me about how she actually had Sonic Unleashed for the Wii, and she really wanted to play it as a kid, but it was broken when she got to the werehog part. And I kind of froze for a moment. I kind of had this, oh, shit. And I said, was it the werehog sprint? And she said, yeah, it was the werehog sprint. And I said, I'm so sorry, it wasn't broken. It's like, what do you mean? And I proceeded to explain to her what happened, is she was so mad. Because she missed out on a really good game over the nunchuck. I don't hate the nunchuck, by the way. I have a lot of fond memories with it. It's just like that was really funny.
No, mine looks fine.
Okay, well, we don't want turret radar, we want marked.
Sure.
Anyways,
if
if I were to guess in order, give or take, of Sonic games I played...
Edit?
I can't
Wii.
edit shit. I don't have that option. If I had that option, I would...
Are we about to
No,
have
I
the...
just have-
Whoa! Are we about to have
I
the
just have
Spartan
show-
Wiki crash out?
I just have show block and terminal, show block and tool config, the name, HUD, and custom data. If I had edit, I wouldn't be asking you to help.
You're the owner, how do you know?
I don't fucking know. Why do you think I'm pissed off at it?
Okay, log in, log out, try it again.
Yeah.
The crash out hasn't happened yet.
What button was that?
We don't... Perils of the Warp have been successfully navigated.
What? Turn off your HUD.
Tab.
Right, what was I gonna mention? So, man, I am not gonna get an S. No way in hell am I getting an S. Ah. Okay. You know what? Oh god. Oh, come on. Right, what was I saying? If I had to guess, and like this is a pure guess, the order I played the Wii games I got, on that hard drive, it was Sonic Colors for the Wii, where I
Still no access.
What was that?
Still no access. Still can't edit scripts.
Sonic Colors for the Wii.
Sorry.
Seriously?
Sonic and the Black Knight again. Hey, thank you. Normally the orcas are trying to kill Sonic. Sonic and the Black Knight again. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. The Mario and Sonic stuff.
That's not for scripts. This is for script
Okay.
info.
I know I played everything else, including Secret Rings,
try
before
one
I
of the other
finished
ones.
Sonic Unleashed. So, yeah.
Place
No
the
edit.
first one down. Try that one.
Now,
I've done that like 5 times.
at some point, as a gift, I forgot if it was my mother or my grandmother. They got me a 3DS for my Oh right, yeah, I got a free Rouge. And I got the 3DS version of Sonic Generations with it.
Scripts are wrong.
As the and I believe it was my mother, because at the time, like, the sorry, the music distracted me. It's great. Like, the kids at school I hung out with was at the time.
Oh,
Nice little Sonic
I don't
event.
know. You're looking for me, brother.
Oh, the red ring, I missed it. Gun, trying to protect the people from Sonic, also gun. Dang it. Ah. Start over! It would be genuinely valuable for the history of games. I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of why I've kept it around is because I want to hook it up to my Wii again and play it. The other part is just, that thing is a genuine treasure trove. It has so many games, including, like, classics that nobody remembers. It also has a lot of Skylanders on it. Owie. Nope. The checkpoint is red, which means I must rewind. So I got it for the 3DS. Time meter on the 3DS. Horribly done. I mean, hindsight, a lot of the 3DS Sonic Generations is just meh. But it was fun. It was fun. I don't regret playing it by any stretch of the imagination. Aye! Nope. Skylanders was fun. I, don't really remember playing it all that much, to be honest with you. I just remember enjoying it immensely. But let's see here. So, now it's time for... You know what? I'm not ashamed of it. Well... Even with, all the Sonic games, I wanted more from my Sonic games. And one thing that I saw YouTube videos of, again, on my mother's phone. Yeah, I didn't get a phone for a while. Which, like, you know, based parenting. That's not sarcasm. That's not sarcasm. I look at the iPad kids of today and thank my mother.
Try promoting me to a higher ranking admin position in the server.
Ooh, the skateboard.
That's the only other thing that I can think of.
Okay. What button is that?
I believe escape and then like players, then you can use that.
Oh, dang it.
I'm already max rank.
No.
What the fuck?
Oh god.
I'm already at the max. Okay. Don't know why I can't
Okay, I
see
guess
it.
I go this way.
Come on, see it.
No, I still can't. I don't have that early access. Hold on.
No. Eh. No, I'm gonna continue.
Large box either.
Uh. So, right. Owie. Ah. This truck is a menace! Oh. Nope. I wanted to play Sonic 06 because watching it on YouTube, I didn't get to see all the bad stuff. I didn't see all the glitches. I didn't see all the problems. I just saw, whoa, you know, that looks cool. We get to play as like all these different characters, and Silver, who like I love from the Archie comics, Sumi. And for that matter, the other thing was I saw the little like hub world areas that they had in Sonic 06. You know, the ones that turned out to be lifeless. But as a kid, I was like, "Whoa, we get to explore Mobius, cool!" So, I just
Hold on.
I wanted to play Sonic 06 so bad, so bad. I also wanted to play Sonic Generations on the Xbox because it looked fun. Oh. It looked a lot of fun. Well, needless to say, after a long story where I was, where I visited my uncle's house and got to play Halo Combat Evolved unsupervised and was promptly traumatized by the flood and still wanted to play more Halo. I got, you know, an Xbox 360. I'm not gonna lie, that shit scared the shit out of me as a kid. That was so frightening. I'm just gonna give myself deliberately game over myself here. Anywho, so after that, I got Halo Reach, there was Destiny, and of course I was emotionally scarred.
Do you have experimental mode on?
It's required for mods.
No. Make sure.
You know,
Oh,
another
yes,
game I
of course I
got
do.
was Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Make sure.
Story for another
Yeah, it's
time.
on. Just checked it. No, I don't.
Come on. I'm gonna be honest, I am such a stickler for getting good letter grades in Sonic games. I will deliberately game over myself
I'm gonna go
if it means
to see if I can do it there.
oh, God. I kind of fucked it.
You have the turret blueprint, right?
I
The older
definitely
versions,
fucked it.
yeah.
Yep, I fucked it. It's okay. We can turn it around. Oh god. Also, as someone that lives in the Bay Area, City Escape is like so obviously based on San Francisco, and I love it. But, right, what was I?
Okay, I can access it in my
Anywho,
personal world, so I'm just gonna...
Any of y'all remember Gamefly?
Unfortunately.
I actually had a really good experience with Gamefly, believe it or not. So, Gamefly, oh, damn it. Why? No. So, Gamefly, I got, for doing good in class, I think. Look, I have never been a good student, even now, I'm trying.
The way around it, by the way, Spartan, is I make a blueprint of a Mark computer in another world, and I can take, like, Control V it over.
Now we'll fix it for all of the programming blocks?
Well, no, the programming blocks work, I just can't edit them.
Yeah, brother, I'm trying to make sure you can edit.
I don't know how to get that fixed, so we're doing a workaround, which will work for now.
We got it.
So long as I can place one down, then it'll be fine. Like place one down and with the script, then I'll be okay.
Right, so I got Sonic 06 from Gamefly, and, you know, I played the game, and you would think little Ancilla's hopes and dreams would be shattered then and there. Damn it. Would be shattered then and there. The game is terribly written, broken, buggy. But, as a kid, I'm gonna be honest, it was everything I wanted in a Sonic game. Now, obviously, I'm older now, fucking 20, and... right. Dang it! I tried.
Oh, man.
Ah. Nope. Game over. I'm sorry. Y'all better get used to this with me. When I commit to wanting an S rank, I commit. Okay, I keeps. Okay. So I had it before. I gotta be faster on the draw. That's what I gotta do. Ah! Yes! No! I can still save it. I can save it. I can save it. I'm so stupid. Well, all right. This will just be my. I'll spare you guys. I'll finish this and I'll move on to the next level. Sag. Oh, come on. Nope. I said I'd commit to it. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm returning over currently at 50%, so it's gonna be a 91 in about a second.
I'm dumb.
Maybe.
Nope, I said it would be the one. I said I'd spare you.
This one's older.
Now, anyways, what was I saying about 06? Right. Now, obviously, I'm older now. I see Sonic 06 for what it was. A poorly written, botched game full of just disastrous story decisions, development hell, and, I mean, some good came of it. The obviously stupid decision, the obviously stupid decision to split the... Oh, come on! Well, that's a game over. Rip. The obviously stupid decision to split the, split 06's, dev team in half when it was already in hell was, like, a really colossally stupid move. But at the same time, if there's a silver lining to that, we did get Sonic and the Secret Rings out of it. So, worth. Genuinely.
Oh, this is an old because there's random shit on my hotbar that I didn't put there.
I am pretty excited to see. I am pretty excited to see what
Okay, I have added access now.
Project 06 does to the game, because you know nothing can change the abysmal story.
Like the one
Even though it had some good ideas, in my personal opinion.
Oh, I don't actually know if it's the one we're actually looking on.
I really like
Yeah,
Mephiles
not
for
gonna
start
be good at
out.
that.
I really like Mephiles for starters. Ah, perfect.
That's the menu. We're gonna load in that world, and you're gonna grab the blueprint.
Okay.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah. You what?
Oh, dang it. A little late. It's fine. We can always come back for that red ring another time. There we go. Oh. Aha!
Probably taking it.
Oh, really? This truck is really a menace.
What, the gun truck with all the Gundams?
Yep. Ow! It... Okay. I think we broke the game.
I don't want to watch the game. Oh,
Right. What was...
I alt-tab to see what she means by broke the game, and I just see, like, the ground texture and model just disappear, and I'm like, oh.
I will say, this port of Sonic Generations is a little, finicky.
Look, it's a
Thanks.
PC. It's a console to PC port. Console PC ports. The older you get with those, the worse
Pretty
they
sure
get.
Sonic Generations did have a
Like nothing
PC
I've ever
release at
seen
some point.
before. Watch
Yeah, but
out.
it probably came out for games for Windows Vista.
You're looking nothing like I remember either.
When did Generations come out anyway?
Generations? Like 20... Early 2010s? I mean, the
Oh,
Xbox
okay, never
360
mind.
was out.
Never mind. It wouldn't have been games for Windows Vista then. Okay. My joke is a little bit too dated.
Tragic. But hey,
Yeah.
clever though, clever.
It was, you know, it probably came out under Games for Windows Live, which is infinitely worse. Much as we don't like Vista, Games for Windows Live was terrible. Thankfully, they actually disabled that DRM in years since. So, yeah.
Things loaded. Let's get the blueprint.
Yeah, 44%. So,
You've got this one.
I'll get a blueprint of the fire.
You got the one with the wings that you were working on. Like I said.
Yeah, I have the one with the wings. Yeah. That's saved as NGAD 2. Because reasons.
Well, I was ripping up, but we don't need the deal. I'm trying to think in my. So we need to. If we put the turret there, 5x5. I'll have to 5x5.
Oh. Hey, folks, I have a very controversial hot take, at least as far as I know.
There we go. We bringing up the one you sent me the other night.
Oh, hey, Spartan, I do
No,
have a
it's-
blueprint
it's
because it's
not.
called NAG.
It's a Sonic hot take.
I'm stupid.
I do not like Sonic Heroes. I do not like it. Oh yeah, I just remembered. The other games that were on the Wii was Sonic Free Riders and Sonic Free Riders Zero Gravity. Fun games. Sorry, back on track. Yeah, I just don't like Sonic Heroes. I mean, Metal Overlord's cool.
You got the blueprint?
Yeah.
But I just did not care for.
And I have screenshots of my templates because I need those
I
cases.
did not care for stuff in Sonic Heroes. I guess I just didn't particularly care for the game. It's not a bad game. I didn't really enjoy it like others. Metal Overlord was still cool as hell. My other hot take is I actually quite like the Shadow the Hedgehog game, even if for all its goofy decisions. It's really goofy decisions.
We should have a condensed model. Don't have the same amount of.
It was a lot easier to condense modelists when I'm the one doing it, so I'll let you do that.
I know. Okay. There we go.
I'll be right back.
You know a forgotten Sonic game that I actually quite miss? Specifically the soundtrack. The soundtrack. Oh, the soundtrack. Sonic R. Sonic R is great. I want to skip. I want to skip the cutscenes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not here for the story. I'm here for the fun. Not even mine. God, the dialogue. Right. I got artwork. Hold on. I wanna see all the collectibles. Let's go. Okay. Characters, music, art. Let's see the artwork.
Great.
It's pretty. Also pretty. Chemical Plant is so cool. I'm gonna be gushing over this artwork. You have no idea. Ah, the oldies. The even older ease. Concept art for Sky Sanctuary for generations, no doubt. I love the little. Sorry, I love the little stick figure Sonic. Special art. This is a rough sketch for Sonic Heroes. Aw, you. Idea sketches for Sonic Heroes. Is that all the art? Is that all the artwork I got? Okay. Chow Rescue. Road. Okay. The road to the spinning top and found. Yep. The Chow Rescue. Well, I mean, it's not the Chow Garden, but I'll take it. Hold on. Let's hear this. Ah, the old one. Hold on. Emerald Hill Zone.
Still loading in.
Splash Hill Zone. Sonic the Hedgehog 4. A disastrous miscalculation on Sonic Team's part. Good music. Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna get all the concept art. That's what we're doing now. Oh, I have to do all the challenges to get it? Alright, let's do it. Got any other burning Sonic questions for me? I'm gonna be honest, I am shamelessly tapping into a deep, buried, nerdy side of me. Spartan can attest to my rants about Sonic.
We spent all of like Memorial Day talking about Sonic.
I am so sorry.
It's okay. It was a good way. It was a good way to spend my one day off, like that, like entire year.
Fair enough.
Or half year.
Fair enough. Always enjoy spending time with you, Wick.
Yeah.
But poor Spartan. Poor Spartan. I know he says it's fine, but I feel really bad because I went on a I don't even remember what it was a tangent on Sonic, about Sonic specifically. I just know it had to do with the Archie comics. And that shit runs deep. Like Warhammer 40k deep. I'm not joking.
Flash versus Sonic.
Yeah, it was Flash. Yeah, Flash. Yeah, we did like a Death Battle Flash versus Sonic, and I said, you know, I agree that Flash, and my whole take was like, I agree that Flash would win just because like Flash is like if we just take all iterations, Flash is ridiculous. That said, I also felt like they were underselling Sonic a lot in the fight, and so I would much prefer like a Beware Buzzmore, reach the goal before time runs out. Okay. I would much prefer a redone fight where we got, like, peak Archie Sonic versus peak Flash. I know it would still be a win for the Flash, but Archie Sonic is crazy. Anyway, so, like, I was kind of rambling about it. Spartan had to go to bed, so I think he offered to, like, he made the mistake of offering, to read a rant in the morning. You know,
How many messages did he wake up to?
Spartan.
25 plus.
It was much more than 25.
He said 25 plus.
How many total though did you scroll up far enough to see?
It might have been close to.
After this challenge, I want to check. I genuinely want to check and see. I genuinely want to check and see, because Spartan told me the number. Spartan told me the number. Bang. Okay. Give. Okay, hold on. Real quick, let me just quickly... Alright, chat, I'm about to embarrass myself. I'm about to expose myself here. Alright. Spartan. Don't worry. DMs are private. Old... God, that's 2020. That's too far back. Okay. Too far back. Hold on. We're looking. Also, you know what? While I'm at it, I'm gonna... I have the Sonic R soundtrack. Hold on. While I go digging, we're gonna chat and listen to the Sonic R soundtrack. One moment. Where the fuck is it? Sonic R. You know what? Fuck it.
I'm missing.
Sonic
Oh,
R.
Mr. Maverick.
Sonic R. Living in the city. Radical City. Living in the city. There we go. Gotta have it. I'm gonna have the volume below. Okay, now. Hold on. I can find it. Hold on. I'm probably gonna get claimed for this, but eh.
When I look up Sonic, the 40 game.
Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. Scrolling up. Scrolling up.
Found it.
You found it?
May 10th, 2020. I said you got done with the movie early. I told you I'm off to bed because I gotta get up at 5.
Okay, hold on. May 10. Okay.
Oh, my quest back to my Sonic.
Hold on. I will continue to look. I'm looking for the... Right, I found the rant. Alright, from Spartan. That was 78 messages, by the way.
Oh my god. Yo.
Yeah, 78 messages. Okay, we're back to it. Back to it.
First one to the finish wins.
Ooh, love the music.
I miscounted. It's 84 actually.
Oh, it's 84.
It notified me of 78, but it didn't properly count some of the images as independent messages, which were, so it's 78. 84. Actually, I lied because I said woke up, picked up my phone, and saw 82 next Victor, and I was like, well, damn, and what's wrong? So it was
Yes.
like 82 messages because some of them loaded in.
Oh, hey! Look, I know I'm a weirdo, but I am a proud weirdo. Okay. Yep. Aha. Palm Tree Panic from Sonic CD! I remember you. Okay, hold on. I think the Shadow Boss fight's been unlocked. Hold on. You know, I probably could have been more productive doing the challenges in the other stages. Eh. You know what? Hold on. Ah! Walk. Ugh. You know, I might go... Hello, Sheer! Welcome. I am being weird and nerdy about Sonic the Hedgehog. I will lose half my audience by tomorrow.
That would be, like, actually unfortunate.
Yeah, over a Sonic rant.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this person's weird. I didn't know they were weird like that. Let's not.
What do you mean Hatsune Miku movie? What?
What? Explain to me the concoction, the flashbang of words that you have just hit me with.
This is a.
Okay, yeah.
I can see it at 4 p.m.
Oh,
tomorrow
hi, Sheer.
at my local theater.
What?
Yeah, there's a house named me. Where do you think I've been all night?
You... What?
It came out, like, in the U.S.
Yesterday.
anyway, today.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it didn't happen
Ah.
sooner, not gonna lie.
Running time 105 minutes. It's almost 2 hours long.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's actually really good if you're a
It's
fan
longer
of
than
Miku.
feature length.
If you're a Miku fan, it's good. If you're not, you're going to be miserable.
What the fuck? Well, obviously I'm not actually gonna go watch it. If anything, I'm more
No,
likely
wait.
to buy tickets to Warfare, because...
Yeah, honestly, moved. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Wiki, to be quite
no,
honest,
no,
you would
no,
hate
no,
it.
no,
You
no,
would hate
oh,
every second of it.
Do you see why I
guess
do
that'd be
not
fun.
like Boost in this game?
Yeah.
This is the kind of movie you would go to if you lost a bet with me specifically.
What if I
Don't
lost a
take
bet with
bets with
Martyr?
her.
What if
Don't
I
make
lost a
the
bet with
mistake.
Martyr because Martyr does like tactical Hatsune Miku
Yeah,
cosplays.
Don't make the
I'm not
mistake I
joking.
did. Don't get
Don't
wrapped
make
into the Genshin trap.
Don't make anime-related bets with me.
No,
She
I know, I'm
wins
not.
every time.
See, I'm not a betting man.
No,
So,
I
like-
didn't expect that one to work. I kind of expected to lose.
Okay. By all objective fucking measures, statistically, you should have.
And then, Spartan over here had to pull her weapon, you lucky bastard.
Okay, where's the thing? Oh,
Shit, how much money did I spend? You don't get to say I'm lucky.
yeah, no, like, he did spend, like, quite,
He wailed, chat.
he wailed.
hard.
Oh, he wailed, alright.
Spent a flight stick money.
He did it for Chlorodyne, so,
Okay,
hey.
which flight stick though? Because that's a
Yeah.
wide range, anywhere from 40 to 500.
A good one.
That could be anywhere from 100 to
Wiki,
500.
It was a lot.
Like $260.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was a lot. What was I gonna say?
Wait, did I actually...
See, normally, when I take a bet, I make damn sure it's a bet I am confident I can win. Not
Yes,
just that
and
I'm
if you
confident I
look
can
at
win,
the-
that by all objective measures I can win. If I am offering to
But if
take
you
a
look
bet
at the-
with you, odds are you don't want to take that bet.
Reasonably,
For some
and by all
reason,
statistical measures, she should. For reference, chat, the bet was she actually had to play Genshin with me if she pulled Arlecchino. If you actually look into the math, it is statistically highly unlikely you will get the 5-star you are pulling for.
yes.
Problem is, I have the luck of the gods when it comes to Genshin. And, what were you at, like 90 pity?
I don't know what pity I was at. Okay, real quick, sorry. ADHD time. I am so glad that Shadow Generations explained this ridiculous fight. Like, I understand Sonic and Shadow are rivals, but them just, like, randomly... I don't know why, like, Shadow just decided randomly to throw hands with Sonic in Sonic Generations, because, like, by all objective measures, he shouldn't have.
Put on a suit, let's go a few rounds.
But Shadow Generations, like...
man.
Shadow Generations, written by the God Emperor Ian Flynn. Mwah. I think it's Ian Flynn. I'm pretty sure it's Ian Flynn. If I'm getting this guy's name wrong the entire time, I'm gonna feel terrible.
No, Ian Flynn sounds like a name I've heard you say.
And it actually organically explained this fight in a manner that worked. It was really fucking clever. And resolved every plot hole immediately. Well, not every plot hole in the game, but every plot hole regarding Shadow in this one. Like, why wasn't Shadow helping out during the Time Eater fight, even though he, like, clearly could have? Bro just finished fighting Black Doom. He's tired.
Shadow, it's me, the devil.
Basically.
Any time like anybody mentions Black Doom, I just have to hit the fucking fan dub.
Oh yeah, we're live. I can't say that.
Yep, do not say it.
That video is like the only video that I've actually like sat down and watched, which could be excused for using a VHS filter, because it's actually in 4:3.
Depending on when the stream ends, there is no resistance to her being encrypted. We were watching the first episode of Firefly.
Who?
You, because I have seen the show like once technically.
I've seen it.
I've seen the premiere like 5 times though.
You might have to fight Paisley for my presence.
Paisley can come along.
She will not watch it.
She will watch it. You know why I know Paisley will watch it?
Why?
It's got Nathan Fillion in it.
She doesn't care about Nathan Fillion.
No.
Yeah, Spartan. I'm sorry to say, I think you're slightly below rank of her literal fiance.
I might be able to swing.
I know Paige knows Nathan Fillion exists. Paisley does not care otherwise.
Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Paisley comes off as a Castle fan.
As a what?
I'm the only one that knows what
She
Castle is.
doesn't?
I know of Castle.
she
I've never
does.
seen it.
Okay, I know what you're talking about, and no, she doesn't.
Yes.
No, she doesn't.
It's not a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just like, I don't see her being in the cop shows, period.
No, she's not. She's genuinely not.
You cannot podcast.
Yeah, isn't the Rookie the cop show?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's cop adjacent. It's like,
Its entire thing is Nathan Fillion playing a writer that's brought in to do
that's
like
shadowing a cop.
yeah, and it's the craziest thing ever because it's the entire point. It's the reason he's there is because his experience with writing fictional murder novels that are not realistic at all are solving the New York Police Department's cases. I wouldn't call it cop adjacent. This is like some comic book level.
I know the Rookie. She wouldn't like it. I know her
That's why I'm not
tastes.
talking about the Rookie. I'm talking about the cast.
Ah! Dang it.
I'm surprised no one in chat recognized that name. That show was like the
I went through a Law and Order phase. That's the only reason I know
was-
what it is.
it was the show that dominated the internet for a minute, like between Supernatural and like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I was a part of both of those fandoms, so also how I knew about it. Wow, chat went silent at that confession.
I haven't said anything.
Chat hasn't really said all that much, to be honest.
I think
Yeah.
I've ruined some Gen Z minds right now. They're like frantically googling show names.
Wait.
Quietly starts googling show name myself.
How old is Gen Z now?
Starting like 2000. We're on Alpha
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we're on Gen Alpha.
Yeah, we're on Alpha now. I think we've been on Alpha
Brother,
since like what,
brother,
2015, 2012
Castle,
maybe.
Okay, look, Castle ran from 2009 to 2016.
Yeah,
Like it
and then I'm pretty certain Nathan Fillion jumped
predates
right from
Trump
that to the Rookie. There may have also been a bit of Halo 3 ODST
No,
before
no.
that.
Gen Z isn't allowed to be that old yet.
here.
What do you mean?
All are Gen Z. What?
Yeah,
I just
you're
am
the
an
only
old
person
man.
who isn't.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's messing with my head, so stop that.
Believe me, if I could stop myself from aging, I would, but I wouldn't like the side effects.
Yeah, immortality is
Mainly
more of
if
a
it-
curse once you get
Yeah.
to the depth of the universe. Hopefully the snail says hello.
By the time you reach the heat death of the universe, you will have fucking found a way to ascend to a different plane of existence.
Okay, but what if we
Let
were
there
all
be light.
immortal together?
I do love that story, by the way, with you. This
Yeah, I know.
I do.
I
Love
mean,
that story.
my more point.
I know.
It's the same. It's like until you get to the heat of the universe. One of those like, guys, if I'm immortal, I'm gonna Vandal Savage this shit and do it myself.
Of course you would. Of course you would go full Vandal Savage.
That's not what I mean by that. I'm saying like Vandal Savage lived for a few thousand years, so he, you know what? I'm gonna teach myself how to make a nuclear reactor. I'm gonna teach myself how to make a literal space shuttle solo. I'm gonna teach myself to break the FTL barrier. I'm gonna figure out how to clone things. Like dude literally just had decades and lifetimes to dedicate to one aspect of research and just did it. Like if you are immortal, like
Yeah.
it's like
You might as well
connotation
learn
of this
everything you
idea
can
of
do.
if you're immortal. Oh, you're like, oh, the human brain isn't meant for that memories. Mate, the human brain can remember information at subcontext net level incredibly well. We have space. It clears out unimportant things. It's why memories that aren't important get cleared out. Guess what? You learning the physics of time travel is important according to your brain. You're going to keep that.
Yeah.
My point still stands. If any of us went full supervillain, it would be Spartan.
Damn. Yeah,
Lola
that
is
little
sitting
faith in him.
right there.
I'm saying no, because he'd be more Doctor Doom, and a supervillain with an actual point sometimes.
Lola is right there.
Alright, wait, Lola?
Lola is right there, and we're talking about me?
You know, yeah. This
You
is...
wouldn't.
I love the woman, but she is right there.
Lola's crazy, sis. This is the woman that threatened the entire Discord.
Yeah.
Right
Like,
there.
like,
And I-
to the,
the
like, to
same
the
woman
point that
who-
I had to have a talk with her, like, hey, you good?
Yeah.
The woman who used my full government name to tell me to drink water.
Yo.
No, Lola
That is
fucking
actually
scary.
crazy. That is actually crazy.
No, he went
In
from
front of my mother, I might add.
castle to a series of unfortunate events. He did
Oh,
a
okay.
small amount on
Ah.
Modern Family.
Okay, I thought. Yeah.
He did that Uncharted film,
Right, the Uncharted fan movie.
and then Nathan Fillion was too busy. He voices Lantern for DC and their animated stuff.
Side note: the Superman trailer actually looks good.
And then
Sorry,
far
can we
from there,
briefly take a moment to just acknowledge the utter insanity that is Lola?
I was going to acknowledge the utter insanity that is this conversation.
Look, I said go full Vandal Savage, and Lola is right there, and you're not like acting what? Like that is entirely her.
She would. I love her, but she would.
Do you have the context for Vandal Savage?
I know. Like, I've seen Vandal Savage in like bits and pieces of media, and there are actually some really interesting ones. Like, as an example, the one where Superman found Vandal Savage in the future after the apocalypse, and he was like a much different individual than what he was in the past. It was really interesting. Anywho.
Okay, quick turret question. Were we meant? Spartan, break. Turret related question. Are we putting the turret directly behind the cockpit or in the area above the deuterium tanks?
I thought the deuterium thing.
Thank you, carry on. You were saying?
DC what?
AU, I think.
No, I do not know this one.
DC and universe, which started with Batman. So,
Oh,
series
okay.
in 1991 and ran until about 2006
Dang it.
with the ending of Justice League Unlimited.
God, those shows slapped.
We don't talk about DCAU Vandal Savage because DCA.
I don't know about DCAU and Vandal Savage.
Oh yeah.
We don't talk about him.
Okay, would Lola be Vandal Savage specifically?
No, Lola would be more
Comic
Dr.
maybe. The reason why I say we don't talk about DCAU Vandal Savage, DCAU Vandal Savage.
Oh, DC Animated Universe. I actually quite like
Yeah,
it.
DCAU. Just comic, DC Animated Universe said that. The reason why we don't talk about this is because when he was introduced, it was by creating a time travel device to go back in time to the Nazis win World War II.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm gonna be honest. The only episode with DC like animated Vandal Savage that I remember was that one episode with Superman. In the future, where like everyone thought Superman died, but he actually didn't. He was just sent to the future, or he met Vandal Savage after the apocalypse. And, I don't know. I found that episode interesting, but I'll be honest. In hindsight, I'll be honest. I don't really remember much else.
Game. Stop being dumb. What did you just do? Did you do nothing? Yes, it did nothing. I think.
I should be doing things like, sleep.
Go to sleep. Take
Yes.
care of yourself.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna
Yes,
probably
but this
sleep
is
in a little
fun.
bit.
Yes, I answered that question.
And I kind of need my brain to come down from ADHD Beth.
Fair enough.
Like, you could 100% tell what half that lobby was there to see.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, if they weren't all... What do you mean half that lobby? If they weren't all there to see Hudson and Mika, what the hell else were they there for?
Minecraft.
Oh. Okay.
And then like, a sliver of them were there to see a Pride and Prejudice showing.
Chicken jockey.
I was about to make such a bad joke.
It was actually kind of adorable. There was a kid in the creeper costume.
Wholesome.
Yeah, no, that is genuinely wholesome as fuck.
You know, my theater, like, without spoiling the film or anything, my theater was, like, really chill with the chicken jockey scene. I actually didn't
Okay,
know...
what are people doing during this scene that is so bad?
Someone threw a Molotov cocktail, someone had an actual chicken, someone had some fireworks, the U.S. Marine Corps started this trend, by the way.
Of course.
Of course the Marines did.
This is not an exaggeration. I'm trying to think. What the fuck?
I saw a recent video where it was like 50 guys walking out of the theater, all with wig, beard, and in a blue shirt with the pants.
I heard someone
God damn
brought
it.
an actual chicken to the theater.
Yeah, then they left it on someone.
Then they left it on someone's porch. Chicken's okay, last I heard, though. Thank God.
Okay, good.
I love chickens. They're so cute.
Someone got free eggs.
Yeah, free eggs. Exactly. I
I
love
was
chickens.
about to say, free eggs during the egg crisis.
During the egg crisis, we gotta make sure that bird flu isn't an issue with this one.
Yeah, they tend to do that. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Okay, look, chickens.
And I blame
Chick-
John Patrick Lowry.
Okay, look, anyone here that has spent an extended period of time around chickens knows that these little shits, love them as we do, like to die suddenly and for no
Yes.
goddamn reason.
No,
Yes.
these
Like,
adorable
they
little
die
flea
more
nuggets
suddenly and
choose
out of the
violence.
blue than guinea pigs. And guinea pigs
And
are
that's
really bad
saying
at guinea
something.
pigging.
That's a great way to put it.
Guinea pigs are like pandas.
oh.
Without human intervention, they're really, really bad at staying alive.
In water, chimps will drown.
I mean, in part, domestication kind of
Sorry.
messed them up.
Domestication is like... Of course it did. Of course it did.
I still don't know
That's
what happened.
literally what we're doing in Vintage Story.
I still don't know what happened to Cookie though. He just like kaputted.
Perish.
Yeah, no, guinea pigs will do that. Look, I love guinea pigs. They are my favorite animal in the world. Followed closely by the manta ray. Guinea pigs have so many problems with their anatomy. So many problems.
They're smushy and I love them.
Yes, I love them. So many problems, but guinea pigs, like, sometimes they just drop dead. You can take care of them and give them the happiest, healthiest life. And sometimes they just die. Now, for the most part, take good care of your guinea pig, period. Give them a good life. You know, their odds
Oh
of...
yeah, that can be said about any pet.
Yeah, I know, it's just like, some people, like, take that as, oh, well, if the guinea pig's gonna just drop anyways,
That's a good point. Yeah, people who do that, you got, if none of y'all are here, but in case anybody who does do that is in this chat, you weird. Get the fuck out.
And horrible.
Also, side note, looking at pictures of Cookie Dough when he was a baby and like when he was an adult, dear lord, what was I feeding him?
Guinea pigs get chunky. Sometimes they need to get put on a diet. Guinea pigs have, like, when I say guinea pigs have so many health problems, I mean, let's start with this. Thyroid! Very common. Very common.
Oh god. Okay, I'm glad I never adopted any guinea pigs because yeah, thyroid problems. Oh boy.
Thyroid. Oftentimes it goes undiagnosed, and many people don't know what to look for. There are many times when, and whether or not it's common for guinea pigs, it's like a mixed bag. I've found, to be honest. In my experience, I've seen quite a few guinea pigs with hypothyroidism, and then, what's the name of the other thing? What's the opposite of hypothyroidism? Anyways, like I just
hypothyroid then. I don't know. That's the opposite of hyper.
I just know that guinea pigs like tend to get thyroid issues, and sometimes that'll manifest as like you can give guinea pigs like their average diet, and due to thyroidism, they'll be malnourished and underweight.
Yeah. I'm sorry, was that a loading screen for you walking over to a corner?
No.
Cookie Dough was also a rarity for his species, and he chose violence. He
I mean, the other thing about guinea pigs is their back legs have many problems. Without getting too graphic... sorry, I am going to shut up now. Peak has arrived.
Little boxes. Yeah. Where can I shove it? Oh, not there. Yep. Oh, I know where to shove the computer. Put the computer in the corner. What could go wrong?
Oh, come on. I might die. I might die. I might die. Okay, no, I'm okay. What the fuck was that?
What the fuck, Spartan? Are you listening to a foghorn?
No, that was a motorcycle.
I was,
It's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, bro.
not gonna lie,
I know. I hate.
Oh, I probably took the TM meds by mistake. No wonder I feel weird.
Ricky, what are you doing here?
Trying to make a 5x5 turret with only a 3x3 core.
Yep.
I'm handling it. Don't worry about it.
You know,
Use a 3x3.
On the
Just
subject
make
of
it 5x5.
rodents just having dying frequently, you know who's one rodent I just
I
like
like the way that looks.
am surprised didn't meet their end too.
huh?
Maple.
Maple. Mm-hmm. It's
For
Like,
For those who don't know,
yeah, okay. Sheer cut out, so I will quickly.
You asked for 5x5. This is 5x5.
my
That's what I'm
back.
saying. Do we need
You're
to have
back.
a block underneath and a block up top?
Okay.
Yes.
Just why that joke, chat.
To ensure
this
lack
was
of friction.
my pet hamster who had a persistent
Alright.
habit of escaping containment no matter what kind of container I put her in.
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you later.
No, really, like it was common to hear "God damn it, Maple."
AFK.
Yep.
And to the point where it is still a server meme. And she has been dead for 3 years.
That little hamster. And she lived a long life for a hamster, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, she lived a couple of years past.
I mean, thank God Alfie is like a really chill cat. He's a chill dude.
Yeah, Alfie learned not to mess with rodents after Cookie Dough chose violence the one time in his life and bit him. The Alfie tried poking in his cage once. I went to grab Alfie like, no, 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 and Cookie Dough just chose violence that day. And Alfie's never done it since. But yes, Alfie is normally just a very chill cat.
I'll take
Like,
the B.
you're
You've brought
electing
back
to
so
raise
much
this
of the
potato-shaped
world.
snack. Very well then, Mother.
Okay.
I also once just saw Maple escape, go to Alfie's food bowl, take food out of it, and just sit there, and Alfie just be like,
Just judge.
Yeah, it got kind of concerning once my apartment at the time started setting glue traps out. And I had to leave a note saying, hey, spray, but don't leave glue traps. Thankfully, Maple never got caught in one. I really want to know how she got on my kitchen counter that one time.
Hmm.
And yes, chat, I have a tendency to name my pets after food.
Yep, it's
Alfie.
familial tradition on my end to name them after spices.
Alfie is just an exception,
Okay.
because he came pre-named.
I must now go on a tangent. Okay. So, there is a giant plot hole in the Sonic timeline that, I mean, I could think of a couple ways to fix it, but it has to do with Blaze the cat. When Blaze
Blaze is a cat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally her name, Blaze the cat.
I've never played a Sonic game, and even I knew that.
Yeah.
I've only seen the only Sonic game where she's been in that I've seen is the 06, because that's in the fan dub.
So, what was I saying? Right. So, when Blaze is introduced in Sonic Rush and in other games, like, Blaze is generally shown to be... She's from... Oh, shit. She's shown to be from another dimension, right? Another dimension, she is the Sonic the Hedgehog of her dimension. You know, instead of the Chaos Emerald, she has the Soul Gems. Things like that. Sonic 06, on the other hand, has Blaze... Blaze... wow, that was an echo. Blaze is now from the future... even though... and apparently this was the same Blaze that we met in Sonic Rush and other games she's featured in. And then at the end of Sonic 06... well, specifically at the end of Silver Story, Blaze dies! Like, I
Yeah.
don't feel remorse for spoiling it, because it's like... It turns 20 years old next year.
Yeah,
Stars.
the game is older than, like, certain people that we know.
Exactly. Right.
Game's older than my brother.
Like, I was 2 years old when the game came out.
I was 5.
And oh shit.
Oh God, I was 12.
So
I was not being a horrible person.
Yeah. So Blaze. No. Blaze just dies, like straight up. She dies.
Yeah.
Character death. But then Blaze appears in other games, including this one. So, are you... I forgot how much I hate Crisis City as Classic Sonic. It's not a bad level, it's just annoying. The jumping, the platforming is really tedious. And if I'm saying that for a Sonic game, that's not good.
Yeah.
Considering half of Sonic is the platforming.
Yeah.
That red ring's not worth it. I just want to get done with the game. Right, and then it's gonna... Oh.
Can't do it like that. This way.
Okay, so I go this way, and then this way. I'm gonna be very careful. Oh, I'm screwed. Okay. Yeah, no, this part always trips me up.
Hello, what?
Anyways, as I was saying, so what's the case, right? Is this our Blaze? Is this not our Blaze? And things get even murkier. Because at the end of Sonic 06, the timeline gets reset, right? Like completely hard stop. Universe resets. Not that the timeline itself is rebooted, it's just the events of Sonic 06 never happened. So, okay, fair enough, which means Blaze would still be alive, but then how do we get Silver? And more importantly, how does Silver know Sonic? And again, Sonic seems to be well aware of Silver. So, and the whole point, the whole thing of Sonic 06's events is Methyles, who doesn't exist in this timeline, in this new timeline. Methyles is the one that tricks Silver into going after Sonic, and teaches Silver about the ability to time travel. So what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened, right? Blaze is alive, which, like, would make sense if the events of Sonic 06 doesn't happen, but, you know, that begs the question, like, is this Sonic Rush Blaze? Is this 06 Blaze? Have they been made separate? Have they been made the same? Because it still doesn't fix the plot hole of, you know, wibbly wobbly timey wimey dimension shenaniganery. And then, yeah, I know that the stomp mechanic. I love the Crisis City music. Ah. And then things get more confusing because, well, okay. Well, actually, wait. No, never mind. Never mind on this plot hole. Ian Flynn actually fixed it with Shadow Generations. Love Ian Flynn. Oh no, there's a Chow! There's a Chow! I missed it! Ah!
Wait, does this say turn?
It'll turn. I'll double
I'm
check.
dead. Well, may as well.
That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking.
Oh.
Little scrapes. You see that?
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Da.
This is why we
Right.
test.
So the plot hole I was gonna bring up is if the
right.
events of Sonic 06 never happens, and you know, if the events of Sonic 06 never happen,
Just like, we'll fix
It's
it.
not damaged.
No, I know it. I'll fix it. Hold on.
And Iblis is never, you know, released, then, and the Flames of Disaster are never released, Iblis, then in that case, right, we wouldn't get Crisis City here, Silver wouldn't need to time travel, among other things, and again, Mephiles doesn't exist, so how can Silver time travel in the first place? Ian Flynn kinda fixed it, actually. What he basically did with Shadow Generations is he took advantage of, and it's not just Ian Flynn, it's the entire writing team, right? They're very clever. They took advantage of Time Eater, right? Of the mechanics of Time Eater, and they pointed out that if Time Eater has dominion across all time, then that would mean, you know, previous timelines. Which, in turn, explains how you get Mephiles in Shadow Generations. Because Mephiles is just from that other timeline. Which, in turn, would explain how Silver shows up. It would kind of harmonize the Blaze thing, because, like, in theory, if, like, in the 06 timeline, Blaze was actually from the future, and then in, you know, the rest of the games are in the timeline that Rush is in, then that would mean that, you know, that would explain Blaze's survival, and if the timelines have been somewhat harmonized after Time Eater, that would explain Silver. So, yeah. Like, it can be explained, but, before Shadow Generations, it was just kinda... Ow. I'm gonna do the rooftop run stages, and then I'm gonna call the stream, eat dinner. Yeah.
Alright, fair enough.
Watson, I love you, but I need that spot to, like, lay down a minute.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I got him to eat something.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And by got him to eat something, keep in mind, he hasn't eaten anything for like 2 days, so I'm not exactly mad at him for this. I caved and got a roast beef from Arby's, and I did not get to eat a roast beef from Arby's.
Yeah, silk clips.
It's not clipping. Scraping.
You know what I mean? Scraping.
Then it's fine. It's not damaging the blocks.
Yeah, I know, but it reduces this rotational speed of the
and
turret.
inhaled my damage.
Pressure versus important.
Okay.
But you ate something, so you're not in trouble.
What's it scraping on?
A lot of the rear blocks. Like, hold on, let me pop back in my character. Like these blocks back here, and like some of the blocks up here. It's kind of just scraping on the fact that the ship was not designed to have a turret in the first place.
Oh my god. Hello, little buddy.
I'd also like to point out that this turret exists, so if you look to your left, you will see a small grid twin plasma turret just from the mod.
Yeah. But it ain't custom.
I know it's not custom. I'm saying it'll be more stable and easier to use.
We don't have that
then
mod
I
as a
probably-
mod pack. You just slap different guns on it.
And then I probably caused a very confusing sight at the
More modular. Okay, fair enough.
Games Workshop while waiting for my Uber.
Hmm.
Damn, you can afford Uber? Bougie.
I mean, I can afford Uber because I pretty much took the maximum amount of hours I can work without losing my disability and worked it this month.
Wait.
In anticipation for having to apply for apartments, and I knew I was going full weed tonight. But, you know. Someone with her Miku gear walks in the Games Workshops and starts looking at paint that looks like it belongs on the Corn Berserker, and you're like, I am not dressed for the occasion.
Isn't it spinning?
Watson, I am using you as a footrest. Do you even care? No?
Scraping along the heavy armor corners that I have attached to it.
Eh.
Currently down to scraping along the front. That's fixed.
Hey. Right, tornado.
Neither.
Man, you know, I'm kind of surprised, Iblis didn't show up as a boss. Are you fucking kidding me? What? Ugh. Okay. That's Crisis City over and done with. Fuck that. Blaze!
One side. That.
As much as I dislike relying on others, I'm grateful for your aid. The creature was beyond my skills.
Yeah, this one's tough.
That was actually pretty on point for Blaze, but I don't know. There's just something about Sonic's dialogue and Generations that doesn't jive with me. It's too simple. That's what it is. I just realized what it is. It's too simple. I know that seems like weird, like, because, you know, Sonic isn't known for, like, convoluted plots, but there's always been... That's what it is. Sonic has always had, like, depth as a character, and there is genuine meaning behind his character. Cough, cough, Secret Rings, cough, cough, Night of the Wind, cough, cough, Adventure. So I think the problem I have is they've simplified him, stripped him down to only... till the only thing that was left was... well, the goofball side of him. That's why I don't like... That's why I don't like Sonic Colors' Generations handling of Sonic. And also Sonic Forces.
Also, in preparing for, like, the move in a few months, I realized I done goof today, guys.
What happened?
I'm gonna have to figure out how to get my desk out of my room.
Take it apart. Put it back together.
Because I assembled this thing in my room.
It's still causing issue.
Hold on, I'm thinking of things, but I'm working on eliminating them. I'm working on eliminating issues.
I still need to acquire a chair.
I love Rooftop Run. Second favorite
She's
stage.
on the back eliminated. She's currently along sides,
Ow.
working on eliminating.
And Alfie no longer seems spooked by the lights. Then again, Alfie is downstairs being a traitor.
A traitor?
He's been sleeping in Mom's bed lately.
Oh, the ultimate betrayal.
Traitorous indeed.
Which is funny, because Watson's been sleeping in my bed for the past few nights. So
Ah.
it's-
Good betrayals. Come on, come on. Yeah, thank you.
Well, to be fair, Watson...
That level is the
He's
reason
old.
why I hated CE for like 3 years.
And he can still jump into my bed. He can't jump into Mom's anymore.
Ooh, there's a gyroscope attached to that. I don't like that.
To be fair, I think Alfie just likes it down there because it has the hardwood floors, and he likes it on his tummy.
Oh, shortcut. No, not shortcut.
Okay, that's a base one. That's
Dang it.
us.
Double ding it.
That's a tier 2. Okay, so we can afford to do that. Here, question mark. That's... Yeah, we're good. Okay. I just gotta go in and I gotta get rid of the other ones, which means I gotta replace gyroscopes.
Ow.
Oops. There. And there. It's funny.
I'm gonna go try and sleep.
Sounds good.
Yes.
You have a good
Sleep
night.
well. Cheer.
Later.
Later.
Yep, cheers.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay.
I think I'm gonna call it here. It's been fun. I am hungry. I am tired. So, with that all said and done, thank you all for attending my worst stream ever. No, it's not my worst stream ever. This was actually one of the funnest streams I've had in a while.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. I'm terrible at outros, so